What up, guys? GangstaPranksta back with a brand new episode of Gangsta Plays. Today we are here with episode 302. Before we get into today's episode, hope you guys enjoyed the last episode, episode 301, where we played Minecraft Dungeons. And I'll say I enjoyed the game quite a bit. Like I said in the episode, even though it's not my genre, or I don't really care for dungeon crawlers, I actually did enjoy myself quite a bit, and I've played a bunch of Minecraft dungeons. We'll talk about that later, but I want to talk about today's episode where we are playing BioShock Remastered. I don't know if I'm going to put the remastered in the title. I don't know if it matters or not. I might just put BioShock, but in case you're wondering, I am playing the remaster version if I don't put that in the title. But yeah, BioShock is a game I've wanted to do for a very long time. I remember when this came out, people were just drooling about this game. Like, they absolutely loved it. I played it and I enjoyed it, but honestly I don't really remember too much about it. I more so remember stuff that from like BioShock 2, which I really enjoyed, playing as the Big Daddy and that whole story. And I think the multiplayer was just pretty underrated. I really enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah, I have done a BioShock game. I was going to say I've never done a BioShock game for Gangster Plays, but we did do BioShock Infinite way early on in Gangster Plays. It was like it was in the 20s. I want to say episode 25, but I'm not too sure. It should be around there. So yeah, very early on. And BioShock, I've just been waiting to do. Honestly, when the horror games come up every year, this is a contender for it. But I'm like, I don't want to lump BioShock in with the horror games. I kind of want to give it its own episode, have it stand on its own. And I was going through my games and I'm like, you know what? Let's play BioShock, man. It's been such a long time. But yeah, what I was mentioning earlier was when this game originally came out, people just absolutely loved it. Like, people were like, this is the best game ever, game of the year, blah, blah, blah. And I think it did end up winning some of Game of the Years for some publications. But honestly, you don't really hear too much about BioShock anymore, which is kind of sad. And it is fun. For me personally, the thing I like most about BioShock is the underwater world, the Rapture. I think that's really cool. I'm just a big underwater fan, and I really like that portion of BioShock, and then you learn about that creepy world.
They told me, son.
Is there no?
You're special.
I swear I put on subtitles.
You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
I remember the beginning portion of this game. Holy shit, so loud. I remember the beginning portion of this game. The plane crashes, we're in the water, we swim to this lighthouse. And then we go in the lighthouse, we take the little sphere down, and then we get to see the whole Rapture and like the beginning credits. It's really cool. I really like this opening. It's probably one of my favorite game openings. And then after that, I don't really remember too much. Like I said, I remember BioShock 2 more than I do the first one. I don't know if I beat the first one. I want to say I did. I know I definitely beat the second one. I really enjoyed the second one. I don't know why. I think it's because I got to play as a Big Daddy, where like in the first game, you pretty much avoid the Big Daddies because they're just going to wipe you out. Damn, look at that water. Those beautiful water effects in the remastered version. I was debating playing the original or this game because I remember when the remastered came out, a lot of people were shitting on it and just saying like, oh, the remastered shit, it's garbage, it's buggy. And I have the original, and then when the remastered came out, they gave everyone who had the original the remastered copy as well. So I was debating, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with the remastered. You know, this is what like the definitive version of the game. And honestly, one reason I went with the remaster version over the original: achievements. The achievements, there's no achievements in the original one, but there are in the remastered. I know that's such a dumb reason, but it's just, I like to play towards trophies and achievements. It's something I like. Propaganda. No gods or kings, only man. I've mentioned this before, but like when I play a game without achievements or trophies, it's just like, God, what am I playing this for? You know, I like the validation of like, oh, you beat the game, and you have this like reminder of like, oh yeah, you did beat this game. Because in case you ever go back and wonder, like, man, did I ever complete this game, or did I, you know, give up halfway through? You can look at the achievements and be like, oh no, you look, you said it says that you beat it on medium difficulty or whatever you played it on. So, I like having that verification, that validation of beating a game. And whenever I see a game that has no achievements or whatever, I'm just like, sigh. So, remaster version it is. Fire at your fingertips. Oh, yes! I think they're called tonics?
I am Andrew Ryan.
Andrew Ryan. Okay, I knew the main villain was Ryan. Couldn't remember the first name.
To the sweat of his brow.
But tonics, I think they're called tonics, but basically they're kind of like, they're kind of like perks that you get these special abilities. I kind of compare it to, World at War, the zombies. Well, not World at War, but like, that's the one I think of, where you have the colas. You go to the vending machine, you get like Juggernog and Quick Revive and Double Tap, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like that.
I chose rapture.
Boom, here it is.
City where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would
Like,
not
this
be
is just a
bound by
cool
the
concept. Like, you know, the underwater is just,
would not be constrained by
it's so
the
mysterious because we can't really do much because
sweat of your
the
brow.
pressure of going like super deep underwater.
City as
But one day we will have enough technology to do it. Like, we're going to space and shit, but like underwater is kind of there's a Big Daddy. Hey there, Big Daddy. Underwater's still kind of not, it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's untouched. Untouched is not the word I want to use. It's unexplored, not uninhabitable, unexplored area where we haven't really delved too deep because, you know, like I said, the pressure of the water, the deeper you go. But we're in space, so eventually we'll get to the bottom of the ocean, see what's down there.
One more minute. Spear's coming up now. Johnny, security's banging off all over. Get a move on.
I remember this as well. There's a little sister with a Big Daddy, and I'm pretty sure they kill this guy. And this is a horror game, so there might be some scary elements, but I wouldn't say it's the scariest game. It's not. That's why I also didn't want to do it for the horror games, because like it's not the scariest. It's got a horror atmosphere, but it's not in-your-face horror, or you know, it's like some demons trying to possess you, stuff like that.
Is it someone new?
Oh yeah, I think she tries to cut in here. Ma'am, you are messing up my pod. Oh, there she is. You gave up?
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio? I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
Feels good to be back in the Rapture.
Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't leave you twisting in the
You
wind.
should have not come. Where did it say that?
We're gonna need to draw her out of hiding, but you're gonna have
I
to
don't know.
trust me.
Vita Chamber. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna just fix one thing. I've made the adjustment I wanted to. Let's continue our little trip into the Rapture.
I'll wrap you
Maybe I should turn the brightness up a little bit. It is quite dark.
Just a bit bored.
Hello?
How do you like that, sister? Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something?
Will do, buddy.
Splicer, seal Johnny in before they... Goddamn splicers.
Holy shit, I am slow as fuck with this thing. Okay, shift is not run. Okay, shift is not. Oh no, this is one of those games. Control is run and it's toggled. That's gross. Why would you do such a thing, game? That's rude to just throw a flaming couch at me. I think here is where we see the little sister. Hello? Yeah, the combat doesn't feel too good.
My daddy's smarter than Einstein, stronger than Hercules, and lights a fire with a snap of his finger. Are you as good as my daddy,
Sir?
mister? Not if you don't visit the Gatherer's Garden, you
I thought someone was talking to me.
Guess what? At the garden.
Yeah, the combat did not feel too good there. Felt a little, dated, I'll say. Goddamn, I keep pressing shift to run. I don't know if it's worth exploring. I don't remember if there was secrets or collectibles. I think there is. I want to say there is. I feel like there was collectibles. But yeah, man, I haven't played BioShock in years. Especially the first one. Here we get our first plasmid. Electric bolts. I wonder if they took this from Call of Duty. The whole perk and a vending machine thing. I think here we see the little sister that I was talking about. Like the Big Daddy. Actually, that does not look like a Big Daddy.
This little fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him. Hear that? Let's buck. Weak! You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no Big Daddy. Yellow! Always have been. You'll be no better off with a metal daddy, little fish. See you.
Hey, you ran away too. Scared of the Big Daddy. I remember these things that are like, avoid these at all costs. They're very intimidating. I mean, you look at this giant thing. I don't even know if it's like a person in there. Because you would think so.
Look, Mr. Bubbles. It's an
Oh, Mr.
angel.
Bubbles, yes.
I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute. He's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
Yeah, BioShock's a weird one. I forgot the whole little sisters, the splicers, the Big Daddies.
All right, Boyle. First
I don't know what all their relations are.
There's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
Oh, I gotta power this up, I think. Yep. That's my plane, man. I did not mean to shock the water. You know, BioShock's a weird one where it's like, this seems like a perfect game to be adaptable into like a movie or a series of some sort. I am surprised it hasn't. I think it's been attempted a few times, but for whatever reason they can't get it right, or whatever the case may be. But I know that, what's it called? Health gained, but Eve lost. Okay. What the fuck was that?
Splicer! Give him the combo. Zap him, then whack him. 1-2 punch.
Hold on, I want to check out the... Oh. I want to check out this Vita chamber. Can I get inside? M. If you are killed by the hostile denizens of Rapture, I've never seen that word. Why not just put like citizens or hostiles or inhabitants? You'll be revived. Live and whole at the last Vita chamber you passed. Some of your health will be restored, and you will always have at least a small amount of Eve. Vita chambers work automatically, but there's no need to use or activate them. Okay, cool. Wasn't worried about that. I'm not worried, I was wondering about that. But yeah, I'm surprised it just has never happened. I know there was a fan film of some BioShock thing that came out. I don't remember if it was good or not. I don't even remember if I watched it. I would assume I did. I always like watching fan stuff, fan projects, because it's always cool to see the fan base create better stuff than, I don't want to say better, well sometimes it's better, but just adapting stuff that, you know, you think should just be adapted. But right now, you know, the Last of Us series is going on. I have not watched it. I honestly have no interest. I started a playthrough of Last of Us on my channel. I never finished it. I've never gone back to finish it. I do want to still though. But yeah, I've never finished Last of Us. You know, that's another game that people just absolutely love. Is Last of Us, just kind of like BioShock. You know, it's cool to see Last of Us getting a show on HBO, or is it on the streaming service? I'm not sure which one. But it's been getting some good reviews. Episode 2 came out the other day. It's cool to see that Last of Us is getting like an adaptation that is doing fans proud. I think, at least based on reviews from like critics, it's doing well, but I don't know how fans are taking it. I wonder if they're gonna deviate away from the movie, or sorry, the game, because obviously there's only 2 games that have been out, and I don't know how much you can drag out of the first game. Like, I don't know how many seasons you can get out of that, because, you know, I never played it, and I don't know the whole flow of the story. I think there's quite a bit of meat on the bones there to get at least maybe 2 or 3 seasons. But then you don't want it to go fucking Walking Dead and, you know, just go on forever, and, you know, people to get sick of it and it gets outplayed. You know, do a great job and don't overstay your welcome. That's what I would say for Last of Us. What I would like to see. But yeah, I don't plan on watching it. And if I do, I might wait until everything's out. Because they're doing the weekly releases where every Sunday a new episode will come out. It's kind of like the new Game of Thrones for HBO. You know, I'm not a big TV show guy, and then if I am, I want everything to be out. I don't want to wait fucking weeks for the next episode, or wait a week for the next episode. I've been spoiled by the binging nature. So I want it all, or I want nothing. But I actually did watch something video game related from Sony. We'll talk about that later in the movie section. My movie reviews. I don't want to jump into the movie talk right away. I feel like we just started. I like to end on the movie talk. That's kind of like my my breakdown for the episode. Like my topic list will be like, okay, talk about last episode, talk about anything I've been up to, and then, you know, anything else in between, anything that came to mind. And then, you know, we finish out on the movie stuff. That's kind of like the flow that I like to go on. So I don't want to jump right into the movie stuff. Actually, you know what we can talk about? Minecraft Dungeons. So I've been playing that. I've been playing the shit out of that. I actually beat the game. It's not a long game. It's actually quite short. I was pretty surprised. Like, there's really not a lot of content. I would say there's an equal amount of content from the actual, like, what's in the game, and then what you get in DLC, like, level-wise. And I was very surprised. You pretty much get double the content if you buy all the DLC, but I was very surprised with how little stuff you get in the actual game. I beat the game in like a couple hours, and I took my time. I explored every area, because each level, not each level, but there's a lot of levels where you can find like a secret area, and then you'll find a map, and then that'll lead to like a side area that you can access, and then that's like another level that you can open and explore. And I'm going through all the DLCs. I'm almost done the jungle one. I'm almost done the end one, and I'm almost done the snow one. And then I want to finish like one of those before I start another one. But yeah, the story was alright. Like, it was nothing crazy. It's kind of what I expected, because it's a kid's game, you know? So I wasn't expecting like some crazy, convoluted story. It is what it was, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I played, and I look forward to playing the DLCs and exploring all those different worlds. It was a fun time. It would be better with friends. It's kind of boring by yourself. I tried to like look for online lobbies to get people to play in my lobbies and shit, just play missions with me, help me out, and yeah, there was nobody. But if you do have some friends, the game would definitely be better with it. And as far as negatives, my one negative would be like it's just too short, honestly, because if I didn't buy the DLC, I would pretty much be done with everything in the game. So I don't want the fact that I had to buy DLC to get more content. Kind of annoys me a little bit. But it's cool that they put in a lot of DLC. But I feel like some of that stuff definitely could have been in the game. I feel like it didn't all need to be put behind the paywall, in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much the only thing I've been playing recently. I haven't played anything else. Nothing else has really interested me besides that. I haven't gone back to Skyrim. I want to, but I haven't yet. And Minecraft was kind of like the perfect game where I can just like turn my brain off and fucking just play and have podcasts in the background. That's basically how I played it. Because there's no cutscenes. There's one cutscene at the beginning that just kind of explains the mission and, you know, why you're here and what you're doing. But other than that, there's not really, like, it's not story heavy. It's more like you explore and see what's up in the world. But yeah, other than that, I have not touched anything. I don't know what game I'll sink my teeth into next, but it might be BioShock, might be Skyrim. I still haven't gone back to Skyrim, or sorry, Dead Rising 4. That was a game I wanted to go back to. We'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on what I play and stuff like that. I actually bought something cool the other day. I've been looking at it for a while, and it is a metal straw. So a couple weeks ago, I was drinking something. Like, it might have been a slushie of some sort. You know what? It was an iced coffee. I remember it. It was an iced coffee. Specifically, an iced cappuccino from Tim Hortons. Because, you know, I'm not really a big coffee guy. I like my iced coffees. Just basic. I just don't like warm drinks. I don't like hot drinks. They just don't do anything for me. If you go to any restaurant now, and you get a drink, there's basically no plastic straws anymore, unfortunately, you know, because they're destroying the world. They're basically trying to phase out plastic, you know, kind of like what they're doing with like action figures, where they are doing plastic-free packaging they're basically doing the same thing, and, you know, I understand it. But I fucking hate the paper straws. They get so gross after a while. And for me, I like to sip my drinks. I don't like to just kind of plow through it. So my straw will sit there for a little bit, and it does get gross because it is sitting there for quite a bit of time. And whenever I'll go back to it, it ends up being so fucking disgusting. And the straw's like falling apart and shit. And I fucking hate it. And just makes shit gross to drink out of. I hate it a lot. So I've been looking into a metal straw, because that's kind of the future, you know, reusable straws. I bought one, but I have not used it yet. I just got it. I got it today. But it's a nice little set. It comes with 3 different straws. You get a big straw, you get a small straw, like a smaller, thinner version of it, and then you get a straw that has a bend to it. And you also get this little brush to clean out the straw, which I think is pretty cool. And I can't wait to try it out. And I don't know, I don't like the fact I'm going to be, like, sipping down metal, you know? Like, getting metal aluminum parts in my fucking drink. I don't know, that's kind of like in the back of my mind, kind of scaring me. Not scaring me, but it's like, it's in the back of my head. Where it's like, you know, what if it starts to chip or whatever, and then it gets in my drink, and then makes me sick. I don't want that. I'll give an update on how the metal straw goes. I look forward to testing it out. But it's gotta be a specific drink. Like, I got a bottle of water beside me right now, but I would never use a straw to drink out of a bottle of water. Like, I just think that is dumb. If you've used the metal straw, let me know what your thoughts. Do you get any, like, metallic taste when you drink anything? Or is it just like, I'm in my head about this? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I've heard good reviews from trusted people, so I think metal straws are the future, but, like, the whole thing about a metal straw is, are you gonna bring this thing with you wherever you go? You're gonna have to bring this, like, little, because it comes in a little baggie, a little felt baggie, with all the different straws and the cleaner brush. And it's like, are you just gonna take that everywhere you go? Because I don't think restaurants are gonna provide you with a metal straw. I mean, some restaurants might, which would be pretty cool. But I would say for the most part, you'd probably have to pay for it, and then they'd probably give you one, but yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. They'll probably give you one, but you just gotta pay, which, you know, normal. But yeah, are you just gonna keep a straw in you? You're gonna keep one in your car, in your pocket, you know, in your wallet? You can't put it in your wallet because it's not gonna fit in your wallet. But maybe you have one of those shoulder bags, and, you know, are you gonna keep one in there? You know, a pack of gum, some money, your metal straw. It's not convenient to take with you anywhere. But I do like the metal straw idea. I mean, I'm gonna miss plastic straws, because, you know, I've used plastic straws for, like, most of my life, and you're just telling me no plastic. Like, shit's crazy. But if that's what it'll take to save the world and turn the world into a better place, then god damn it, I will do it. But yeah, other than that, I haven't been up to too much of anything. Been pretty chill, pretty low-key, being a good little boy. Just been watching shit, honestly. Just been staying at home, keeping to myself. Like I said, I haven't even really been playing video games. It's just been Minecraft. But I guess we can segue into our movie talk. I've watched 6 different things. I don't know if I want to piggyback off what we were talking about earlier with The Last of Us. Because I kind of, you know, I'm going to save that for last, because it's the thing I got the most to talk about. Out of all the things that I watch, it's Uncharted. I watch the Uncharted movies, but I'm going to save that last, because I've got a lot of thoughts and feelings on that movie. So we'll save that for last. But I did watch 6 things. 2 of them are rewatches of things that I've watched before, and I just wanted to rewatch. And then one of them was something completely different. Usually, I will watch I'll watch a movie or I'll watch a documentary. One of the things I watch is kind of doesn't fill out either of those columns. I watched a comedy special. It's a new one on Netflix called Cheeseburger. The comedian, his name is Andrew Santino. I'm familiar with him somewhat. I've never seen his stand-up, but I am familiar with him on, like, podcasts. I occasionally listen to, like, Bad Friends, and I've heard him on, like, other podcasts. So yeah, I've never watched his stand-up, but I do enjoy him on podcasts. I think he's very entertaining. I think he's a funny guy. And, he does some great impressions. And I saw his thing on Netflix, and I was like, I've never seen his stand-up. I kind of want to give it a go. I want to see his, this is something that he's worked hard on. So I want to see how he does. So I watched it. It's called Cheeseburger. And, it's okay. I'll say that. It wasn't my favorite comedy special I've ever seen. But it did have some funny jokes to it. It was about 55 minutes, so like almost an hour. And I'm not going to say that I enjoyed every minute of it, but I thought I would enjoy it more because I enjoyed him on podcasts. But I think I enjoy him on podcasts more than I do listening to him tell jokes. Which I know sounds super weird because you'd think I would like his stand-up, but I thought it was okay. Nothing to rave home about. Like, I don't want to diss it completely because, he did work hard on it. And there are some funny jokes, but I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Like, I don't know if I'd recommend it for somebody, but I wouldn't tell somebody not to watch it. It was enjoyable to a certain extent. He makes some jokes about, like, politics, like Trump and stuff. He talks about porn. I think he talks about COVID. But yeah, overall, it was just okay. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it, but I don't have any, like, roaring reviews for it. It was watchable. Just didn't hit for me as much as I thought it would. And the one thing I also did not like about the special, but I know it's a dumb reason, but I'll explain it in a second, is the name. Like, the name is Cheeseburger. It is a dumb name, but it does have a reason. Like, he does explain why he chose Cheeseburger as his title. But if I'm trying to sell this to a random person, it's like, oh yeah, you need to watch this, and I tell them the name of the special, they're just gonna be like, what the fuck, that sounds so dumb. Why did he call it Cheeseburger? And I'm not going to spoil it because, it's part of his bit. But it does have a reason for him calling it Cheeseburger. But the name can be a little off-putting for some people that might be just browsing Netflix and see that name. So just keep that in mind if you do check it out. The name is kind of dumb. But I don't want you to prejudge the special on the dumb name. So yeah, I thought that was just a fun thing to watch. Because, I've been watching a lot of comedy movies, and I haven't watched a comedy special in quite some time. So I'm like, you know what, I think this would be fun to watch. See if it's any good. And then all the other stuff was movies. I'll talk about the stuff that I rewatched first, because movies I enjoyed, or thought I enjoyed, and kind of wanted to revisit. One of them... Actually, I forgot what the second one was. The first one... Oh, okay, I remember the second one now. It just popped in my head. One I enjoyed, one I thought was okay. We'll talk about the one I thought was okay, which was Observe and Report. Is a Seth Rogen movie. It is one of his earlier movies, came out in 2008. And he is a mall cop. There's this flasher, this guy going around the mall that he works at and just, showing his dick to people. He's causing some trouble, and Seth Rogen's got to save the day and catch this madman and It's a fun movie, a fun idea. I watched this way long ago, probably when it first came out. Rewatching it now, I would say it doesn't hold up, in my opinion. It's got some decent moments, but I would say overall it's just okay. Nothing really stands out about it. One thing I thought I was gonna like was the runtime, which is like, it's 90 minutes. It's actually a little less than 90 minutes, about 85 minutes, about an hour and a half. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down to watch this. But even though it was like an hour and a half, it felt so long. Oh my god, it was the longest hour and a half movie I've watched in quite some time. I don't know what it was, the pacing. I thought I enjoyed it when I first watched it, but I think I had the same thought then as I do now, or, you know, it was just okay. It's not Seth Rogen's best movie, but it does have a good cast. Like, you've got Seth Rogen, you've got Ray Liotta, Anna Faris, Patton Oswalt, Michael Pena, Aziz Ansari. Like, it's got a good cast. You know, my final review would be like, it's just okay. I can't say anything better than that. It has some okay moments, but I wouldn't say it's like worth watching. Something I did rewatch and enjoy quite a bit was this horror movie called Deliver Us from Evil. So I've watched this movie before, but I saw it on Netflix and I'm like, I want to rewatch it because it is a horror movie that I've watched before, and you know, I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I watched it again, and I will say it still holds up. I would say it's still a good horror movie. Probably one of my more favorite horror movies, like, ever. I just really like the idea. Like, I like the demonic stuff just because it's, I don't know. There's just something about the demonic, like, it just is, like, it's somewhat real, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it hits different for me than, like, a killer or something like that, you know? So the whole story is, there's this police officer, his name is Ralph Sarchi, and it's based on a real story. So right there, it's like, you know, you're kind of intrigued, right? So he's a cop that deals with, you know, he deals with real evil on, you know, a regular basis. He sees a lot of fucked up shit. The first thing in the movie is he finds a baby in a dumpster. Craziness, you know. And I will say, even though it's based on real events, the movie does embellish a lot. So it's not like based on true story. It does really add a lot to the movie. So, like, a lot of the stuff that happens in the movie doesn't really happen in real life, or maybe it's different. The movie is very movie. Like, it's really Hollywood. And I'll just quickly go through the cast real quick. So, the main people that you're probably familiar with is Eric Bana, Olivia Munn, Joe McHale. Those are the big people. Those are the big named actors. I want to give a special shout out for two other people that were in the movie. Edgar Ramirez and Sean Harris. So Edgar Ramirez played a father who is very pivotal in the movie, and then the other person, Sean Harris, he plays the guy possessed by the demon, and I think they both did a phenomenal job. I enjoyed them quite a bit. So just wanted to give a special shout out. They're not big name actors. Actually, when I was doing some research of like, oh, have these guys appeared in anything big? The guy who plays the father, he is actually going to be in the Borderlands movie that's supposed to be coming out whenever the fuck. It seemed like it was coming out somewhat soon. And then, I don't know, they haven't mentioned it in quite some time, so I don't know what's going on with that. I'm excited for it, but apparently this guy, he's going to have a role in that movie. He's playing Atlas, who is one of the gun manufacturers. Hopefully that movie comes out sooner than later, because I'm actually quite excited, because you got, like, Kevin Hart playing, like, Roland, and Jamie Lee Curtis, I think she's Tannis, and then you've got, like, Tiny Tina in it, and you've got, Krieg the Psycho Vault Hunter. Yeah, anyways, getting way off track. I really like this horror movie. Like, I think it's really good. They do embellish a lot because, you know, you gotta make the movie sexy. Yeah, you gotta make it so people are gonna want to watch it and shit, and bring, you know, their friends and family to it. But anyway, so he's dealing with some crimes, and then they end up getting connected to some bigger crimes. You know, that's where the demonic stuff kind of comes in. I won't spoil it too much, but this is a movie I'd actually recommend. One thing I actually enjoy about this movie is, like, you know, with most horror movies and demonic stuff, you have, like, some poor defenseless woman who's, you know, down on her luck and going through a bunch of stuff, and then, you know, all this shit starts happening to her. And then with this one, I really like it because it's like this badass cop. And, you know, like I said, he deals with, like, a different kind of evil, like human evil on a daily basis. And then to kind of have to turn and, like, have it be like a spiritual evil. I don't know. I just think it's really interesting. I really like the movie. Everyone played the role quite well. There's some pretty big, I don't want to say big scares. There's quite a decent amount of scares. Enough to kind of keep you in the movie and be like, oh shit, what's going to happen next? I wouldn't say it's the best horror movie, but it's definitely one of my favorite horror movies just because it's so different from everything else. I think it's the whole cop thing. Usually the demonic stuff is like some family is being haunted in a house or something like that, or a little girl being tortured by the paranormal. But this, you got like this badass cop played by Eric Bana, who I think was fantastic in the movie. I really enjoyed him. And yeah, I can't say enough good things. Deliver Us from Evil, that's the name of the movie. Highly recommend if you like horror stuff. Actually, speaking of horror, I watched another horror movie just because Netflix kept recommending it to me, which is Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. It's one of the more recent paranormal movies. Paranormal Activity I've never really gotten into. I've never watched any of them. It's kind of like Saw for me, where it's just like there's 1,000 sequels, and it's like there's so many sequels, who could ever give a fuck, you know? So I like the concept of them and the found footage stuff. I like that, but as a whole, it's kind of just whatever to me. That and Saw, it feels like they were coming out like every month. Like they were the movie version of Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, where those games, well, more specifically Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed used to be like that, where every year a new movie, new game, and then it's just like there's not much you can kind of work on there. But yeah, anyways, this movie here, I saw it on Netflix and I was kind of interested in it. And it was a disappointment. I didn't enjoy it a lot. Like I said, this is the first paranormal activity movie I watched. I think this is the 6th or 7th in the series. But the best way to describe this movie, it's a worse version of Midsummer. Well, the story is this girl, her mother left her at birth, and she kind of wants to reconnect with her family. She does like some 23andMe stuff and finds her cousin, and he's an Amish person, and he takes her to the village, and then obviously stuff starts to get crazy. So they end up like filming everything because they want to do like a documentary. And obviously all the Amish people are kind of weird. They have their own quirks and shit. And yeah, it like that's the only way I can really describe it. A worse version of Midsummer. But I will say the first half of this movie, very boring and sucked a lot. The second half, it picked up much more, and the ending was all right. I didn't mind it too much. But yeah, the first half is kind of a drag. But I would say overall, I would watch Midsummer over this 1,000%. That is a crazy, wacky movie. And just, I didn't find this movie very scary. Like, even the jump scares weren't very scary. They're just kind of there. So, I can't recommend this one too much. It was kind of a dud. Next, this movie I've wanted to watch for a good bit. I remember watching the trailer. First time I saw it was like on a YouTube video, and it was a pre-roll ad. It's a movie called Nobody. And it's very John Wickish, and I was looking forward to this because I like that premise of like this quiet dude, this ordinary guy, someone fucks with him, and then, you know, it turns out he's this incredible assassin who's been out of that life for quite some time, and he wants to live a normal life, but then he ends up getting sucked back in, and it was really good. I really enjoyed Nobody. Like I said, similar to John Wick. You got this normal guy with a family. His house gets broken into, and then he thinks that they stole his daughter's bracelet. So then he goes on a fucking blood rampage, and then he ends up messing with some Russian thugs, and then that's kind of how the story evolves. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. It stars Bob Odenkirk, who plays Better Call Saul. I've never watched that or Breaking Bad, so I'm not too familiar with him beyond that stuff. I just know he's from there. But I really enjoyed him in this movie. You also have RZA, who famous rapper from the Wu-Tang Clan, and Christopher Lloyd, who played Doc from Back to the Future. I thought they were all good. Those are the only actors that I was aware of. Also, speaking about the actor thing with Paranormal Activity, all of them were like basically unknown actors, so I can't... There's no real like big actor where it's like, oh shit, that person's in that movie? I might have to check it out. No big actor in there. But yeah, it was fun to see Christopher Lloyd. He is quite old, and he plays Bob Odenkirk's father. But yeah, anyways, about the movie, I thought it was really good. I thought good action. I liked the music a lot. It was quite funny. It was way funnier than I was expecting it to be. It's got a lot of funny moments. The story is okay. It's kind of a paint by numbers. It's kind of similar to John Wick, where it's like the quiet guy, then he ends up fucking with the Russians, and then he's got to basically kill them all and protect himself, and obviously protect his family, and his family doesn't know about this past life of his. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good, perfect length. Even the villain of the movie was fun. He's got this whole dance scene. His whole introduction's crazy, and then he gets he ends up killing this guy in like a very violent fashion. It was fun. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I've been wanting to check this one out for quite a bit, and I really enjoyed myself. Can't say enough good things about it. That'd probably be the one I recommend the most out of all these movies. And Deliver Us from Evil, I enjoyed it quite a bit. And then last but not least, back to the whole game thing. I already mentioned what it was, but Uncharted. Man, this is a movie I've been wanting to watch for a while, because, I love the Uncharted franchise. It means a lot to me. I love the first game. I love the second game. Third one's alright. Actually, the first one's okay, too. It's not as good if you replay it after playing, like, the second and third one. The first one's just okay. But the second one's incredible, and the third one's a lot of fun. For me personally, I wasn't really too interested in seeing a Nathan Drake Uncharted movie in live action. Uncharted plays like an action movie, so like I don't need to see it on live action. They're just gonna do like a shitty job of it, and that's why I avoided it for so long. One, because like it's not gonna be as good as the game, like just absolutely not. And the casting. I'm gonna talk about the casting because like what the fuck were they thinking? Well, I know what they were thinking, but yeah. Anyway, so I've been putting off watching this for a long time. Finally got around to it, and I'll say it's better than what I expected. I went in with the lowest of low expectations. Like, I wanted to hate this movie, to be honest. But it's got some enjoyable moments. So let's talk about the cast first. So we got Tom Holland starring as Nathan Drake, Mark Wahlberg starring as Sully. That right there should tell you about the movie. And then you also have Antonio Banderas. He plays the villain. I enjoyed him in the movie. That's all I'll say about him, because there's some other stuff that I don't want to spoil it too much. And then we also get a cameo from Nolan North, the voice of Nathan Drake. He has a small little cameo in the movie. He actually has some speaking parts, just some interaction with Tom Holland. So that was fun. It sucks that he didn't portray Drake, because he is an older guy. But, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see a fan film with Nolan North as Nathan Drake. I know they did one with Nathan Fillion, and I really enjoyed that one. That one was quite enjoyable. I thought Nathan Fillion, he really felt like Nathan Drake. Like the look, just the way he carries himself. I thought he was a perfect casting choice, but I know why they went with Tom Holland, younger guy, big name. You know, Sony's producing it, so they have him from Spider-Man. Like, hey, you know, come do this movie. Big leading role. So there are some characters from the game. So obviously there's Nathan Drake, there's Victor Sullivan. We also get 2 other people that were from the game, which is Chloe Fraser. She appears in the movie. She's got quite a big role. And Sam Drake, Nathan's brother, is also a pivotal character. Somewhat pivotal. He's kind of like a side character. He's important at the beginning and important at the end. The action was great. There are some scenes that are like taken straight from the game, and there are a lot of cool action scenes. One of my personal faves, I like the whole fight scene in the like underground bar in London, the like techno thing they stumble upon into. That's a fun one. The plane thing where all the cargo is falling out, that was taken from the 3rd game. That whole final action scene's crazy with the boats and shit. Like, it's bananas. It's crazy. It's a summer action movie film. Like, that's what this is. The story was okay. You know, there's nothing crazy. The casting, we'll talk about in a second. Actually, we'll talk about it now. Fuck it. So Tom Holland is Nathan Drake, and Mark Wahlberg is Sully. Even if this is like a prequel of sorts, I still can't see it. Like, no offense to Tom Holland, I think he's a great Spider-Man, but he's not tall, you know? When I think Nathan Drake, he's a tall dude, quite charming, quippy, you know, he's always got a response for something. And Sully's kind of the same way, but he's an older gentleman. Mark Wahlberg is getting up there, but he's not Sully. I didn't think they had, like, great chemistry together. Like, what I would think of Sully and Nathan Drake to just be, like, this awesome duo. I didn't really see that for Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. It looks like they're going to be doing a second movie. I don't know how successful it was, but they did leave... there's like a teaser for a sequel. So we'll have to see if they're going to go with that. One thing that annoyed me in the movie is... In a movie, you know, dialogue is very important. So, one thing that I thought was just so dumb is why are you going to have the main character constantly chew gum? Nathan Drake, for some reason, they're like, hey, yeah, we want you to chew gum. Obviously, there's a scene early on with him and his brother about chewing gum. But you can do that once, maybe twice, but they did it like 3 times. And it's just such a dumb fucking choice. Like, you could have had anything else be like that Bond remembering thing with his brother, but you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have him chew gum and talk at the same time. It's like, oh my god, it's so fucking stupid. Whoever thought of that should be fired for such a terrible fucking idea. I hated it so much. But yeah, other than that, it was way better than what I thought it was gonna be, but it was what I thought it was gonna be. Where I'm not gonna be blown away, I'm not gonna be thinking about it like after the movie's done. It was okay, and I don't know if I want to see more, to be honest with you. It could have been a lot better. There's a lot left to be desired, and I think that was the main consensus of the movie. Where I think people are kind of like there, where like it's better than what they expected, but it's not what they wanted. And like I said, Tom Holland, I like him. He's a great Spider-Man. I haven't seen him in any other acting roles, so I'm not sure like his range as an actor. Him as Nathan is kind of in line with like Spider-Man, where it's just like a big action movie. But we get to see his facials, because obviously with Spider-Man, he's got his face covered. And then Mark Wahlberg, he's been in a bunch of these kind of movies, you know, Transformers, Four Brothers. I don't think he's ever had a franchise, though. Like a big franchise. I think the biggest franchise he was a part of was Transformers. Yeah, maybe this can be his franchise. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see. But I'm glad I finally watched it, because it's been eating at me for a while. So I gotta watch this. I enjoyed Uncharted. But, yeah. It's okay. I would say it's okay for a one-time watch. That I would recommend it, but nothing... I wouldn't say you gotta go check it out. But if you have played any of the games, I would say it'd be a a decent watch for you.
What can I do with this one?
So out of everything I watched, I would highly recommend Nobody. Check that out. Awesome movie. Really enjoyed it. Deliver Us from Evil, if you're looking for a good horror movie. One of my personal faves. And I would recommend Uncharted. I'll just say it. Fuck it. Watch it once and never remember it ever again. Just watch it to say you watched it. I would say everything else is okay. I really wouldn't rave about it or shit on it. And we're probably going to wrap it up here as well. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed BioShock Remastered. I had a fun time. There was a bunch of times during the game where just like I was so overwhelmed. Like I got people with hooks chasing me, big daddies, turrets shooting me. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And then I gotta hack stuff. And it's a little overwhelming. Also, for the fact that I'm recording and trying to talk and have a consistent flow of dialogue going on is hard when all that's going on. It's very distracting. But this was a fun game to revisit. Like I said, I played this once before. Haven't played it in, God, I want to say almost, I don't want to say almost a decade, but it's up there. I played it when it first came out, and then I haven't revisited BioShock since, so I think I'm going to check this out again. I enjoyed what I played. I do like the remastered stuff. The game looks very pretty. I remember playing the original one. It was a very dark, dingy game. I think I made the right choice of playing the remastered version over the original. One thing I did not like, I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning, similar to Minecraft Dungeons, where I had to like log into the Minecraft or the Microsoft account before actually playing Minecraft. I had to log into a 2K account before playing this game, which is pretty annoying. I fucking hate the extra step in accounts that I've got to go through before playing a fucking game now. It's so annoying. Please stop that. Just limit it to one fucking platform. Thankfully, like, Ubisoft learned, like, oh yeah, nobody wants Uplay anymore. Get rid of that. Same thing with EA. Oh yeah, Origin, yeah, we're just going to phase that out. We're going to make it a subscription service if you want to check out EA games. So, yeah, please, developers, stop doing this shit. It's just annoying, to be honest. Annoying for the consumer. But as far as the game, I enjoyed it quite a bit. If you are interested in checking it out, I'll put a link to it in the description. And that is going to be it for me. Oh, one thing I wanted to say. I had a request for a movie to watch for the next episode. Someone wanted me to watch Catwoman. Sorry, I don't remember the person or the name that posted it. I'll add it in post. I'll add your comments. He wants me to watch Catwoman, so I'll say I'll watch Catwoman, and we'll talk about it for the next episode. Because I did watch a Green Lantern. We talked about it in Minecraft Dungeons, and I kind of compared it to Catwoman. I forgot what I said, but I brought up Catwoman. Yeah, now somebody wants me to watch it so I can review it, so I'm going to commit to watching Catwoman for the next episode. So look forward to that review, because I'm going to be honest, I am not. I've gone this far without watching the movie, and I was hoping to go... I mean, I wanted to watch it eventually, because, like, how bad is it really? You got to psych yourself up to, like, oh god, I'm gonna watch this giant piece of shit. Oh god, and then, you know, you hit play and, you know, you're in. But it's gonna be hard to get there. But I will do it for the next episode. So look forward to my review of Catwoman. Yeah, just something I thought I'd share. So that is going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Look forward to the next episode of Gangsta Plays, episode 303. Forgot this was 302 for a second. I'm still not used to the whole, 300 thing, but I'll get there eventually. So look forward to that. Keep up with everything that's going on in the channel. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. And until then, guys, peace out.